So the latest, Jamie, is that we've seen a string of strikes today, targeting this time not only the contested area of Sweda where the forces are, but actually the general staff in Damascus, the presidential palace, key installations in the capital, Damascus, and the message is clear. Israel is not only targeting the forces, but targeting the Syrian state. Israel views the Syrian state as responsible for anything that is happening there, and it is the Syrian state that will pay the price in bombings in key installations in the capital, in Damascus, the general staff, the presidential palace, other key locations. And Israel is achieving two things, according to the way things are seen here. One is preventing Syria from placing armored vehicles and army forces in southern Syria close to the border with Israel. That is one thing. The second thing is helping the Syrian Druze, and this due to the very strong pact that Israel has with its own Druze living in Israel, both in Israel proper and on the Golan Heights. And they already, the Druze, a couple of them, actually hundreds of them today, already crossed the border into Syria, aiming to actually go and participate in the fighting, prompting the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, to set out a statement calling on them not to cross the border, to come back and to allow the army to do what it has to do. Israel is standing by the Druze in Syria, in support of the Druze in Israel, and also making sure that it will not allow the Syrian army anywhere close to its border.
And Israel sending more troops to the border with Syria.
Yes, we're speaking of complete chaos there in the border. Let's remember, the gates on the border, many of them are open. They're open simply because the Israeli army has positions within Syria. The Israeli army, since the collapse of the Assad regime a few months ago, has quite a lot of forces and positions in Syria. And that means that many times the gates between Israel and Syria are open. And today the Druze, as we mentioned, used that to cross into Syria. Not only that, but there were Syrians who crossed into Israel. We can assume that the vast majority of them have no hostile intentions, but a few of them may have them. This is why the army is sending reinforcements, first to make sure that no one crosses to the other side, not from Israel to Syria, not vice versa, and also to send a message to Syria that the army is here, and if needed, the Israeli army may send more reinforcements from Syria. I don't think Israel wants to send ground forces to fight one Syrian sect in support of the other. Israel would be happy to refrain from sending ground troops and only use artillery or air power, but this is the Middle East. You know how these things begin. You never know how they develop.